Right, to some breaking news now. A South Korean court has handed a life sentence to former President Yoon Suk Yeol on charges of insurrection. Yoon launched a failed martial law declaration in late 2024, plunging the country into political turmoil. Prosecutors were demanding the death penalty for Yoon. Let's go now to Jack Barton, who's joining us live from Seoul. And Jack, what can you tell us about this morning's developments?
We're getting an angry response from the pro-Yoon supporters over here. Thousands have gathered around the courthouse. Of course, they were hoping he'd be exonerated. Very few, other than his supporters, were expecting that outcome. The prosecution had been asking for the death sentence, but in the end, the judge handed down life in prison, saying that sending soldiers to the National Assembly after his declaration of martial law was an attempt to paralyze the National Assembly, subvert the National Assembly, and that did amount to insurrection, and that he could be deemed the leader of that insurrection. So unless he is pardoned, life in prison, though of course there is an expectation that he will appeal that sentence. Other officials also being sentenced today, the former defense minister and the former head of police here in Seoul. So Yoon just one of several figures, but of course the most prominent figure, and that's really bringing to a close, at least until the appeal, this period of political turmoil following the martial law that led to him, months of street protests that led to the National Assembly impeaching the former president, and the Constitutional Court, and the criminal trial as well that has just concluded, which saw Yoon being the first ever sitting South Korean president to be arrested while he was still in office. So he's the second to be successfully impeached and the third to face trial over insurrection. So a life sentence. In the end, the judge saying the death penalty would be too tough for this charge. But again, very unhappy Yoon supporters here. But celebration, we can hear them from the anti-Yoon demonstrators who have also gathered outside the courthouse.
Jack Barton joining us from Seoul with a very vocal crowd of supporters for the former President Yoon Suk Yeol.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.